Right now in 2026, buying a brand new home on the Space Coast might actually cost you less per month than buying a resale home on the same street. And I know that sounds backwards, but it's not. And I'm going to show you exactly why and who this window of opportunity is really built for. I'm Carrie Liotta. I specialize in Space Coast real estate, waterfront properties, relocation for aerospace workers, military families moving to Patrick Space Force Base, and buyers coming in from out of state. I'm here to give you the information so you can make a smart decision for yourself. Now stay with me through section 3 because that's where I break down what actually this means for your monthly payment with real numbers. So we have 3 things that are happening all at once. To understand why this moment is different, you need to understand 3 things that are all happening at the same time. And separately, none of them would be that remarkable together. Together, they change the math completely. The price premium has almost vanished. Historically, a brand new home costs anywhere from 20 to 40% more than a comparable resale home. That's just always been the trade-off for getting everything new. But as of late 2025, that premium has fallen to its lowest level on record. In much of the South, which includes us here in Florida, new construction is actually cheaper per square foot than existing homes. That's a real shift in the market. The rate gap is the widest it's been. Here's the part most buyers don't know. In the third quarter of 2025, buyers of new construction were getting mortgage rates at an average of 5.27%. Buyers of resale homes, 6.26. That's a full percentage point difference, and it's the widest gap in recent years. Why? Because builders are buying your rate down as an incentive to get you in one of their homes. We'll talk more about how that works in a minute. I'll break down exactly what a rate buy down means for your actual monthly payment coming up in just a minute. The Space Coast job market is exploding, and none of this would matter if the Space Coast weren't growing. But Brevard County has announced over 15,000 new high-paying positions in the last 3 years. NASA generates 33,000 jobs and $5.9 billion in annual economic impact here. Blue Origin has invested $3 billion in local operations. SpaceX is building its Giga Bay, a Starship assembly facility here. And local unemployment is sitting at 2.8%, well below the national average. When you buy new construction in a market like this, you're not just buying a house, you're buying into growth trajectory. And in a moment, I'm going to walk through who specifically benefits from this window because it's not one size fits all. What builder incentives actually look like right now? I want to be specific here because builder incentives sound like marketing fluff, and it's not. Here's what builders on the Space Coast are actually offering right now to get homes under contract. Mortgage rate buydowns. The builder pays points up front to lower your interest rate, either temporarily or for the life of the loan. A 2-1 buy down means your rate is 2% lower for the first year, 1% lower in the next year, then settles at the note rate in the year 3. A permanent buy down means a lower rate forever, giving closing cost credits, thousands of dollars towards the fees you would otherwise pay out of pocket at the closing table. Free upgrades, quartz countertops, smart home packages, upgraded appliances, extended patios, pools in some cases, HOA contribution. Some builders are covering the first year of HOA dues entirely. Now, just so you know, I want you to be prepared. Not all incentives are created equal. Some are genuinely great. Some just shift costs around. The rate buy down only applies if you use builder's preferred lender, which is worth comparing to outside options every single time. We'll talk about the traps to watch for in a few minutes. And next, I want to speak directly to each type of buyer who should be seriously looking at this right now, starting with people relocating for aerospace jobs. If you're relocating for an aerospace or tech job, if you just accepted a position at SpaceX, Blue Origin, L3 Harris, Lockheed, Boeing, or any of the dozens of contractors at Kennedy Space Center, this section is for you. You're probably coming from California, Texas, or even the Pacific Northwest. You're used to what those housing markets look like. The Space Coast is going to feel like a completely different reality. New construction in Viera puts you 20 minutes from Kennedy Space Center. You're in a master plan community with A-rated schools, walkable amenities, and homes designed the way modern professionals actually want to live. Open layouts, home offices, 3-car garages, things that are hard to find in older Brevard inventory. And just so you know, and I want you to be prepared, you just accepted a 6-figure position. Don't walk into a 25-year-old resale home and immediately start writing checks for new roof, aging AC, and an insurance quote that makes you question your life choices. New construction gives you a clean slate, warranty, modern code compliance, and predictable costs from day one. Military families getting PCS orders to Patrick's Space Force Base have an advantage with new construction that most people outside the military community don't know about. VA loans and builder incentives stack together beautifully. A builder's closing cost credit combined with a VA loans no down payment benefit can mean you're getting into a brand new home with very little out of pocket. And here's something worth thinking about. If you're on a standard 3-year tour, a 2-1 buy down aligns most perfectly with your assignment timeline. Lower payments while you're stationed here, and when orders come, you decide whether to sell, potentially with equity, or keep it as a rental property to a steady pool of aerospace workers who need housing near Kennedy Space Center. And just so you know, I want you to be prepared. Your BAH combined with builder incentives may mean you're building equity in a brand new home for close to what you'd pay in rent. That conversation is worth having before you sign a lease. If you're an out-of-state buyer or investor, if you're buying from Ohio, New York, or anywhere else where you can't easily drive by a property on a Tuesday afternoon, new construction significantly reduces your risk. There's no inspection surprise. You know what you're getting. Warranties cover the big stuff, and you're not inheriting someone else's deferred maintenance from 1,000 miles away. For investors specifically, new construction in communities like Palm Bay gives you an affordable entry price in a rental market anchored by aerospace and defense workers on long employment contracts. Stable, high-income tenants are not hard to find here. And just so you know, Florida insurance on an older home can genuinely shock buyers coming from other states. New construction built to current Florida building codes, like hip roofs, impact windows, modern electrical, are what insurers reward with lower premiums. This is not a minor detail. It can be the difference of several hundreds of dollars a month. And if you're a local move-up buyer, if you already live here and you've been sitting on the fence waiting for interest rates to come down, builders just gave you a workaround. You likely have equity built up in your current home. Combine a strong down payment with a builder's rate buy down, and you may be able to move into a larger, newer home with a payment that actually competes with staying put. Viera is a top 25 selling master plan community nationally, and it's growing. Buying into it now before the next 15 to 20 years of expansion are complete has historically been the smart play. Now let's talk about where to look, because not all new construction communities on the Space Coast are the same, and the right one depends entirely on what you're trying to do. Active new construction communities right now. Let me give you a quick lay of the land. There are 3-man pockets of new construction activity in Brevard County right now, and each one serves a different buyer. Viera is the anchor. It's a master plan community in the top 25 nationally for sales volume, and it's being built out over the next 15 to 20 years. Active sub-communities include Pangea Park, Laurasia, Arapika. Builders in the area include Stanley Martin Homes, Christopher Burton Luxury Homes, and Lennar. This is where aerospace professionals, move-up buyers, and families who want A-rated schools with resort amenities tend to land. Now, Palm Bay is the most affordable entry point. Strong investor appeal. Palm Bay has the most affordable new construction in Brevard County. Communities like Riverwood at Everlands, Aspire at Palm Bay, and Palm Bay Classic offers modern floor plans at a lower price point than Viera. For the first-time homebuyers and investors looking at long-term rental income, this is the area to watch. Convenience and established feel. West Melbourne has selective new construction projects with strong I-95 access. Rockledge and Merritt Island offer opportunities in more established neighborhoods where you can get the benefits of new construction without giving up that community feel. Less availability here, but worth knowing about. Now, what to watch out for? I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't walk you through this part. New construction is a real opportunity right now. And it also comes with some traps that I see buyers step into regularly. Here are 5 things you need to know before walking into a model home. The model home agent works for the builder, not you. They are friendly, they are knowledgeable, and their job is to get that contract signed. If you walk in without a representative, you've already given up your negotiation leverage, and I can't step in to help you after the fact. All right. Second, builder contracts are not standard Florida contracts. They favor the builder on timelines, change orders, and deposit protection. You need someone reviewing that document before you sign. 3, always compare the preferred lender. The rate buydown is tied to using the builder's preferred lender. Sometimes it's genuinely the best deal. Sometimes it's an independent lender with different terms wins. Run both scenarios every time. 4, set a design center budget and stick to it. The design center is where budgets go to die. Builders are very good at making upgrades feel reasonable in small increments. Decide your maximum before you walk in and bring someone who will hold you to it. And 5th, build timeline buffer into your plans. Materials, permitting, labor delays are real, very real. If you have a hard move-in date, especially military families with PCS timelines, you need to plan around potential delays and have a contingency. None of these things should scare you away from new construction. They're just the realities that informed buyers need to know going in, and that's exactly what I want you to be, is informed. So here's the summary. New construction price premium is at a historic low. Builders are buying down mortgage rates to the point where new construction buyers are getting financing nearly a full percentage point below resale buyers. The Space Coast economy is in a genuinely strong position with decades of aerospace investment locked in. And whether you're relocating here for work, moving to Patrick Space Force Base, buying from out of state, or looking to move up, there's a version of this market that makes sense for you right now. The one thing I'd ask you to do before anything else, don't walk into a model home without talking to someone who represents your interests first. It costs you nothing, but it can save you a lot in the long run. If you're ready to have that conversation, my contact information is below. If you're not ready yet and just want to keep learning, subscribe and stick around. I post practical, honest content about this market every week. Just the information you need to make a smart decision. I'm Carrie Liotta, and I'll see you in the next video.